Isn't the difference, of course, Chairman, that it's only the government that can deprive you of your liberty? You know, Google or Amazon, that's still, you still have to click to acquiesce in that, even though they have a lot of that personal information. The government seems to want total awareness, and that's where, even in the name of security, a lot of critics say, sorry, that is an invasion of privacy, and that is going overboard. And Edward Snowden himself, when he was interviewed in the Washington Post, he said the following about what he thinks is lax oversight. The issue was basically what entitled Snowden, now 30, to take on the responsibility of being the oversight. The whole question, who elected you, inverts the model, he said. They elected me, the overseers. He named the chairs of the Senate and House Intelligence Committee, both of you. Dianne Feinstein, he said, elected me when she asked softball questions in committee hearings, he said. Mike Rogers elected me when he kept these programs hidden. The FISA court elected me when they decided to legislate from the bench on things that were far beyond the mandate of what the court was ever intended to do. The system failed comprehensively, and each level of oversight, each level of responsibility that should have addressed this, abdicated their responsibility. So reformers have another chance. I'll start with you, Chairman Rogers.
Sure.
Will anything change?
Well, first of all, I couldn't disagree more. That's like having the janitor at a bank who figured out how to steal some money deciding matters of high finance. This was a thief who we believe had some help, who stole information. The vast majority had nothing to do with privacy. Our Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines have been incredibly harmed by the data that he has taken with him, and we believe now is in the hands of nation states.
What help did he have? Who helped him, do you think?
Well, there were certain questions that we have to get answered where some of the, first of all, if it was a privacy concern he didn't look for information on the privacy side for Americans. He was stealing information that had to do with how we operate overseas to collect information to keep Americans safe. That begs a question. And some of the things that he did were beyond his technical capabilities. Raises more questions. How he arranged travel before he left, how he was ready to go. He had a go bag, if you will, and how he
But how high level do you think?
Let me just say this. I believe there's a reason he ended up in the hands, the loving arms of an FSB agent in Moscow. I don't think that's a coincidence, number one. Number two, and let me just talk about this.
You think the Russians helped Ed Snowden?
I believe there's questions to be answered there. I don't think it was a gee whiz luck event that he ended up in Moscow under the handling of the FSB.
That's a significant development, if true.
Well, I said we have questions we have to answer, but as somebody who used to do investigations, some of the things we're finding we would call clues that certainly would indicate to me that he had some help. And he stole things that had nothing to do with privacy. And if I just real quickly, the oversight that is conducted, that's what's the interesting thing about this. With all the disclosures, we find out, holy mackerel, the court's involved. Both the Senate and the House committees are involved. There was plenty of oversight of the programs, and it was very restrictive. Only 288 times did they even use the business records in 2012.